Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today is going to be kind of a Thanksgiving holiday-ish inspired eye tutorial. As y'all may know, this is my very first eye makeup tutorial ever, so I'm really nervous for y'all to see it. Hopefully it goes well. I tried my hardest to make it look nice, but yeah. I don't know if some of y'all may have noticed, but I got lighting! Yes, I finally got some lighting. My brother George got me 2 soft boxes for Christmas. Well, it's kind of like an early Christmas present. I couldn't wait to set them up. So yeah, so finally I got lighting. So this inspired me to do my very first eye makeup tutorial for y'all. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And if you are interested, please keep watching.
Alright, starting off with a completely bare face, minus my left eye, because it would take way too long to film both eyes. Anyways, starting off with the Kat Von D Shade Light Eye Palette. I am going to use the warmest quad in this palette. I really love this palette because you have your neutrals, your cools, and your warms. You can come up with several looks from this palette. But anyways, I am going to go in with a fluffy blending brush. This is from BH Cosmetics. It doesn't have a number on it. I just bought it in a brush set. And I'm going to use the very orangey shade. You can use any orangey shade. It doesn't have to be from this palette. I just tapped off the excess because it can be very powdery. And I'm going to throw this shade kind of on the crease, but a little bit above the crease. I kind of really like starting with a really warm shadow. This orangey shadow is really going to make my eyes pop, and I feel like it also makes eyeshadows pop. So right now I am just blending it all over, like I said, the crease area and a little bit above. Not going too crazy with it, but just literally keep running my brush in windshield wiper motions back and forth to make sure that it really looks nice and blended and doesn't really have any harsh lines. You kind of want to make the eyeshadow look like it melts into your skin. So that is why I keep going back and forth. Alright, so this is more or less of what it should look like with all the blending. And the next thing I'm going to do is take this Sephora eyeshadow blending brush, and the number is 71. And I'm going to take that brush and use it in the dark brown eyeshadow. And I'm very carefully going to start packing this brown eyeshadow on the outer corner and eventually drag it into my crease like so. Once again, using windshield wiper motions. I really enjoy this Sephora blending brush because it is fluffy, but it kind of has maybe like a flatness to it, and it really helps me pack the eyeshadow on the outer corner. I start off with a little bit of brown eyeshadow. Don't want to start with a lot of product on your brush because once you go dark, you cannot go back. So it's best to just build up the brown eyeshadow rather than just pack it all on at once. The key to all this is really just blending. If you feel like you've blended enough, blend some more. You really want all the shadows to really melt into each other. After adding the brown, this is more or less of what it should look like. Now I am going to go in with a Morphe S11. I'm not too sure what this brush is supposed to be used for, but I like using it for packing on eyeshadow. So I'm going to take the same Kat Von D Shade Light eye palette and use the lightest orange shade to pack all over my eyelid. It's a super light shade, so I try my best to build it up so you can definitely tell that I have some eyeshadow there. I definitely recommend using a eyeshadow primer. I forgot to mention that in the beginning of the video that I use the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, so it works really well to make your eyeshadows really pop. Now I am going in with the Sephora blending brush with no additional product on it, and I'm just going back to go over the brown in the crease just to make sure that it's still defined and you can still tell that it's there after I laid down the light orange shadow shade all over my lid. Now you can either stop here and maybe just add some wing liner and you'll be ready to go. It looks beautiful just like this. But I wanted to go the extra mile and add some glitter. I am now going to go in with the MAC Cosmetics Irresistibly Charming Pigment Set. It's one of their holiday sets. I got it in the gold set. And I'm going to be using the glitter in Reflex Bronze. To get the glitter to stick, I'm going to be using the Lit Cosmetics Clearly Liquid Glitter Base. This is the waterproof one. I'm going to be using this little tiny brush from a L'Oreal gel eyeliner kit that I had bought. And I'm going to carefully dip it into the glitter glue. Now I'm going to take the glitter glue and just dab it on my eyelid. I don't really want to use dragging motions because I don't want the eyeshadow to get messed up. Going in with another small brush from BH Cosmetics, I'm going to dab it into the glitter, try to get the excess off, and I start to dab on the glitter where I had placed the glue. Once again, not using dragging motions, just dabbing on the glitter. I chose to use two different brushes, one for the glue and one for the glitter, just because I didn't want to contaminate the glitter vial with all of the Lit Cosmetics glue, even though Lit Cosmetics suggests that you use the same brush for both. I am going back in with the small L'Oreal brush to add some more glue at the inner corner. I didn't put glue at the inner corner to begin with because I didn't want it to dry out before I got to it with the glitter. Alright, this is how we should be looking. Now I'm going in with a different BH Cosmetics blending brush. This one's way more fluffy. I really love it. Believe it or not, I actually got it in a brush kit that I found at Marshall's, and I honestly love it so much. It is so freaking soft. Sad face where all the glitter fall out, but of course there is a trick to getting rid of it, and that is Scotch tape. Ooh, ooh. It is perfect for taking off all of the little pesky strips of glitter. I just get a piece of tape, fold it, and I go to work on my face. Now I'm going to go in with another BH Cosmetics brush. It's kind of like a domey brush. I really like using this for highlighting the brows. So I'm going to go in with the lightest shade from the Kat Von D Shade Light Eye Palette, and I'm going to use that to highlight my brows. Now I'm going to go in with the NYC Liquid Liner. It is my favorite drugstore brand eyeliner. I am just going to start at the corner of my eye and just drag it up and kind of flick it at the end. I honestly prefer using a liquid liner when it comes to glitter on the eyes. I just feel like gel liner tends to really tug on the glitter and it doesn't really make a flawless application. Right now I am just filling in the wing that I created. After I do the flick, I just put my brush right where the flick ends and drag it down to create that triangle. Once I've done that, I go and start from the inner corner of my eye and do a line to meet the wing liner. Then I will just go over it several times to make sure that the black is really opaque and to make sure that the line is very even. And as always, I can never get both the liners to be even, so here I am going to fix my left wing eyeliner. Now that I have finished with the liquid liner, I am going to tight line my upper waterline with this liner. I'm going to do it off camera because I look really scary when I do it, so. Now to fix my brows, I'm using the Browser. I'm pretty sure I got this in my Ipsy bag. This is the first time that I'm using this, so let's see how it goes. I am just using small strokes, trying to make it look like real hair, and I'm just going to keep doing this until I achieve a fuller eyebrow look. At the moment, I currently don't like going for super dark, heavy eyebrows, so that is why they look so light. Now, to finally cover up my dark circles, I'm going in with a NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I am in the shade Vanilla, which is light 2. I'm just going to apply this in a triangular shape under my eyes. And then I'm going to spread it out with the tip of my finger. The heat of my finger really helps it melt into my skin. Now I'm going to use my favorite beauty applicator, which is the Beauty Blender. And I am going to just press the concealer into my skin to make it blend really well. Make sure that when you use a beauty blender, you use it damp and not soaking wet or super dry, and it'll work perfectly. What I do to get my beauty blender perfectly damp is I will leave it under running water, squeezing it a few times to really get the water in there. And then I will wring it out and get a paper towel to soak up all of the excess unnecessary water, and it leaves it perfectly damp. You don't, like I said, you don't want it soaking wet, but you don't want it super dry either. To set my under eyes, I'm using this Real Techniques setting brush, and I will be using the Kat Von D Shade Light Contour Palette. This has to be my favorite under eye setting powder ever. Please excuse my palette. I know it looks like a mess, but I literally use this every single day. I mix those two shades to really get the perfect setting powder. It really takes out the darkness of my eyes, and that's why I love it so much. Do you see the difference it makes between the two eyes and how the right one looks way more bright and alive than the left? If you do plan on using this palette, make sure you use a little bit of caution. They tend to be very powdery and they get everywhere, which is why my palette looks like an absolute disaster. But they're absolutely worth it. I could not live without these setting shades. And now for the face, I'm using the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Airbrush Perfecting Powder. I really love this one because it has SPF. I'm in the shade Light, and I'm going to be using this in a very different way. I'm going to use my Beauty Blender to apply this all over my face. Just swirl it around in your compact and just dab it all over your face. I have used this method quite a few times, and I have noticed that Nothing has happened to my powder, but I do feel like when I use it this way that it makes my skin look super flawless, and I absolutely love that. I feel like not a lot of people know that you can actually use your beauty blender with different kinds of powders. It's actually quite awesome. You can even use it to bake your face or anything like that. See how awesome that looks? I absolutely love it. Now I'm going to add a little bit of warmth to my face with the Too Faced Soulmates bronzer in Ross and Rachel. And I'm going to use it with this really fluffy Morphe brush that I'm pretty sure is not for bronzer, but I use it for bronzer anyways. I'm just kind of going to place it around the hollows of my cheekbones, just swirling it around just to get like a little pop of color. I'm not trying to contour, I'm just trying to add some warmth to my fairly pale face. For some reason I get super duper white like in the fall and winter, so I'm trying to look like a bronzed goddess. Now I'm going to go in with some blush. This is a MAC blush from the Wash and Dry collection. This is the shade, it's called Hypnus. It's been the blush I've been using for quite some time now. I'm just going in with a regular blush brush from BH Cosmetics. I'm just lightly dusting on some blush, and I'm smirking just to make sure I really get the apple of my cheek. Now I'm going to go in with the Mary Luminizer Illuminator. It is from The Balm Cosmetics. I usually use a fan brush to apply this product, but I have no idea what I did with it, so I'm just using my finger. Really works just as well, just gotta make sure that you are blending it pretty well into the skin. Which is why I'm using my blush brush to really make sure that the highlighter and the blush melt well together. And you definitely can't forget to highlight the tip of your nose, a little bit of your bottom lip, and your cupid's bow. Now I'm going back into the Kat Von D Shade Light Eye Palette, and I'm going to use the really orangey shade with a pointy BH Cosmetics brush. And I'm going to underline my lower waterline with this shadow. Now I'm going to use this smudger brush from Morphe, and I'm going to use it with the lighter orange shade from the Kat Von D Shade Light Eye Palette, and I'm going to use this to blend out the lower lash line. It's looking so pretty. Now I'm going to curl my lashes with this eyelash curler and apply some mascara. I really love this Maybelline Rocket Volume Express. It's my favorite. I think I just really enjoy the applicator. I really like opening and shutting my eye to put on mascara. It looks really weird, but I find it to be the most effective for me. For my bottom lashes, I like to use a completely different mascara. I'm using the Miss Manga Voluminous Mascara. A lot of people really don't like this mascara, but I really love it. My dad got it for me on sale. And finally, we are almost done with this tutorial. Last thing is our lips. Hoo-doo-hoo! I'm using the NYX Liquid Suede lipstick in the shade Soft Spoken. I have recently become obsessed with these liquid lipsticks. They are incredibly affordable and I just love their formula. And now we do a small victory dance. We have finally completed this tutorial.
Alright everyone, that is it for my very first eye makeup tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making it. There will definitely be more tutorials in the future. We'll see how this one goes with editing and stuff. But yeah, it was awesome, really fun. And I really can't wait to make more tutorials for y'all in the future. But yeah, that is all for this video. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And until next time, stay golden.